Once again, we get another toy that we find out about, not from leaks, not from, Hasbro showing us stuff, not from NYCC or New York Comic-Con or San Diego Comic-Con. We find it out by someone just finding it in retail, the good old-fashioned way.
Mm-hmm.
So we got here Bumblebee Cassette Pack, also known as Bumblebee's Greatest Hits, was found in Target, and it's a Target exclusive. And this is an interesting little set for a multitude of reasons. Number one, they took the Bumblebee mold that's already been used in the past from the Age of Extinction one-step line. I believe this was High Octane Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a brand new mold, and neither are the molds that are included with it, but it's the spirit of what's going on here that's really appreciated. And this is something that, the Bumblebee movies have been playing up in a lot of their merchandise and advertisement is it's the 80s. It's the 80s. I would have never thought, like in 2018, we're like pushing tape cassettes in the face of all these kids and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Something that was very prevalent, like let's say 20 years ago or even 30 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, imagine if it was 1986, we're going to see the 86 movie, and instead we're talking about, stuff from the 50s. They're going to be like, it's like, hey, remember the 50s? Like, here's all this stuff from the 50s. It's like, so it shows the strength of the brand and the general feel and aesthetic that they're going with. And I really like, the big selling point about this little this pack is not so much the Bumblebee, but the included cassettes, and I'm using air quotes here because you can't see me. Now, obviously, these cassettes are also repaints of previously existing toys. The Titans Return line had these where it was Autobot Rewind, it was Rumble, and they just repainted these. They repainted these pretty much to be little cassette things and stuff. So what's cool about it is we get what is supposed to be, at least according to the box here, we get because we got Rumble from the Titans Return line, we never got Frenzy. So now if you want to complete your set, here's your Frenzy. And what's cool about the Frenzy is it's that little cassette on the front looks like his original Generation 1 toy, so they kept the little sticker and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other two included, we get Buzzsaw, which we all know Buzzsaw as, again, the little bird from Soundwave. And, obviously the colors are supposed to be matching Buzzsaw, but I want to feel that they're trying to do something here, and it has to do with also the other one, which is because Buzzsaw, and then you have Howlback, which is the blue Ravage here, who also turns into a jet, and Howlback also was an original Generation 1 repaint of Ravage and stuff, so they're using some of those Japanese characters. But what's cool at Howlback is they make him look like Soundwave, like his aesthetic of his sticker.
Yeah.
So I like to believe, and again, it's not 100% intentional, but I like to believe also that, sure, Buzzsaw was a black and gold character in Generation 1, but also this is kind of also a semi-nod to Sound Blaster, which was Soundwave's black repaint, although it should have a little more of clear red on it too. But either way, it's a nice little set. I really dig what they're trying to do here. I like when they bring in Japanese characters and trademark them, so the name Howlback is now going to be kicking around.
Yeah.
But if you're someone who, bought these cassettes and wanted to have some kind of a set going on, now you really have more or less a completer set, because now you have your Laserbeak from before, you have your Rumble and Frenzy now you have your Buzzsaw. Now you have Howlback to go with your Ravage. So it's a nice little set going on here. And again, the cool thing about it is all these cassettes also fit in the chest of Soundwave from that leader class from before, from Titans Return. So it's something that it's new product that still works with old product from 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So there's the love. I dig that kind of stuff. And, the cool thing about these things that a lot of people don't realize, like on the actual mold itself, there's actually a 1-to-1 scale audio port. That you could actually plug headphones in. It doesn't do anything, but it shows that, there was a lot of effort and a lot of fun going on with these little molds. And so it's nice to just see that little set again and for it to show up in retail. And according to this, it says here that it's $29.99, which, again, that's pretty darn good, because each one of those individual cassettes originally, if I remember correctly, at least in Canadian retail, were $9.99 each. So that's times 3 right there. So there's your $30 right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the High Octane one-step Bumblebee is just, it's just a little bonus here and there. And then you get your little, the box art of Bumblebee like riffing on that guitar is just funny.
Well, you know what the guitar is, right?
I don't know.
It's not a guitar.
It looks like a missile almost. What is that?
It's a yield sign.
Oh, is it? Oh, geez.
It's an upside down yield sign. Why would they have a guitar that big?
I don't know.
Look at it.
The
tip. The tip is basically the concrete he pulls it out of.
Yeah, it's true. You're right.
And then you can look the whole thing. Yeah.
I thought they were just trying to be wacky.
Well, they are. They technically are.
Yeah.
I think one thing that's also
guitaring with a yield sign. Though,
yeah.
Pretty much.
What's even crazier is that if you look at the back of the box, the year on it says 2017, not 18. And then also on top of that, it says GM official licensed product. So apparently this Bumblebee is a licensed. I don't know. It doesn't look. Well, it doesn't look like the Camaro, but it also says like.
It's just because that mold comes from Age of Extinction. That's from the Age of Extinction toy line.
Right.
So and when that High Octane Bumblebee one-step changer from Age of Extinction came out, it had that license on there probably to cover the butt. So this is more just, hey, remember that, it's like if they would have taken, I'm just trying to think, I'm looking at the movie shelf here. If they would have taken Legends Jazz, right, from the movie line from 2007 and threw it in here, they have to cover their butt and go, well, it's still that old Legends Jazz. Sure, it's the one that's ugly and it's the smaller one. And it doesn't look too much like the Solstice, but we got to cover our butt because Pontiac might get angry. So
well, Pontiac is no more. They're but I mean, technically they're part of GM. They would have to ask GM if GM even bothered to renew that brand name and keep it. Who knows? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, again,
that would be
and
it.
Even if you read the small print, it says here, it had you have the Corvette logo, the Camaro logo, all those little logos there are trademarked in the small print on the back of the box. So they're just covering their butt there. But this is a great set. This is one of the few things that I feel it's worth it. Worst case scenario, you buy this little set, you keep the little cassettes, and you give the Bumblebee to a kid that'll appreciate it. If you don't like the Bumblebee, because the one-step changers are meh. But again, you'll be able to complete your generations cassette set from Titan's Return, buying a movie product box set. Available only at Target, so it kind of sucks for us Canadians, but I mean, that's just a trip over the border. But otherwise, this is awesome stuff.
Mm-hmm.